Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to Judging Books by Their Cover. This week we still have 5 books that we are going to blindly rank. If you enjoy this video, please share it with anyone you know that also might enjoy it, and stick around. Subscribe to my channel and you'll get notified when new videos are uploaded. So let's go ahead and dig in. I have never seen any of these books. We're judging the covers and their titles. So we're going to completely blindly react to them. This is my very first reaction to all of them. Ooh, okay. So it's giving Murder, She Wrote, Cabot Cove, Maine. That's for people who were alive in the 1980s or, like me, enjoys media from that era. The first book we're looking at today is The Murder House, and it says David Ellis, but the author is James Patterson, who I've heard of James Patterson before. I've definitely read 1 or 2 of his books before, but I'm guessing David Ellis is maybe the character of this book. But the cover itself is a not too far away shot picture of a large house on a medium-high cliff overlooking the ocean, but the sky above and behind the huge house, it's like almost a mansion, is very dark, like very, very storm cloud heavy skies. Except immediately around the house. Immediately around the house is very light, almost as if there's like a white light coming from somewhere, because it looks very white. It doesn't look like the sun. And then below the cliff, like I said, it's not a very high cliff. Below the cliffs is the ocean, and you can tell it's the ocean because the waves are going crazy. There's just a lot of waves down there. And at the very bottom, it kind of leads up onto the rocky beach that goes up to the cliffs. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a little quote on the book, not a quote, it's like a little thing. It says, "This house will cost you ... your life." I love it. It's so cheesy. First impressions. I don't know if this is the first book I would pick up if I walked into a bookstore. I feel like that's kind of how I judge, like, first where I'm going to place these on the list. It just doesn't feel like what I would pick up first. I'm not saying I wouldn't pick it up and be interested in what it's about. I feel pretty solid putting this at 4. I would pick this up because I know the author. I know James Patterson, and I've liked his work before. And the idea of a murder house is very cool. I love that idea. It actually, murder house makes me think of American Horror Story Season 1. And I love that concept. I really do. But there's something about the cover that just doesn't feel very... I guess when I hear murder house, I'm thinking spooky. And this doesn't feel very spooky. But maybe that's what makes it a little bit more interesting. Makes it a little different. So I'm pretty happy putting this at 4. Okay, so our next book is going to be... Oh, wow. Okay. I really like this one. Oh boy. Okay. So the next book today that we're looking at is called Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver. And it's not just one book. The Ruinous Love Trilogy, it says at the top. So let's go ahead and describe what's going on in this cover. So Butcher and Blackbird, there are things to do with birds and things to do with butchering on this cover. There's, and I'm assuming to be blackbirds, they don't have distinctive features, it's just bird shapes. And there's various weapons, and then little, more like little animated skulls, like human skulls. They're not very anatomically correct. They're like cute little drawing ones you'd see on like a shirt that a teenager is wearing. And same thing with bones. It's like a skull and bones, but they're cutesy. They're not gross or creepy. And then there's a couple, it's a silhouette of a couple, and they're standing kind of all amongst all of these objects, the birds, the weapons, the skulls, the bones. And they're in an embrace looking like they're just that far apart from a kiss. And I don't know what they're standing on. There's like what looks like they're like boxes, but maybe they're supposed to be buildings. And like they're supposed to be on the rooftop of a building, and the sky just has all of these objects in it. They're on a skyline and they're on top of a roof doing this embrace, because why not kiss on a rooftop? And everything is in black and pink. And I guess you could say one other color is kind of purplish. But that's it. Everything is black, pink, a little bit of purplish, and then the title's in white. So it's very striking as a cover. It is, if I walked into a bookstore, this is probably one of the first things I would see. So I would probably pick this up first. In terms of what I feel about it and what I would feel picking it up and possibly wanting to read it, I am curious. I'm personally nervous about what Butcher and Blackbird means. I don't know how violent this is. I'm a little nervous about it. But it's such a striking cover. Oh, I'm so torn. Let's do 2. 2 feels like a safe spot for me for this one. This is gonna be number 2. So our next book. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, I think what's making me laugh so much is the guy. The title of this next book is Made for Each Other, but the maid is M-A-I-D, as if someone is a maid for a person. I'm not going to assume it's the woman. And the author is Lynn Painter, and apparently says she is the #1 New York Times bestselling author of Happily Never After. Never heard of that. Like the title. The tagline is Do Not Disturb. So the cover itself is like a kind of lavender cover as like a background. And then the title is in pink font, like big pink font. And then the 2 people on the front. This is what made me giggle. So the guy, because this is a guy and a woman, the guy is wearing a tux, like black tux, bow tie and everything. But he has his hand like in his hair, like doing that cliche, like guy trying to, kind of thing. And so that just made me giggle. Yeah, there's nothing really spectacular or special about him. He's just wearing a tux and he has black hair. And then the woman is wearing, this is giving such 2016 vibes. Oh my God. She's wearing a gown, basically, like a pink slim gown, like nothing poofy, but she's wearing Converse, high top Converse with this dress, and it's throwing me back to high school. At her feet is a pink bucket with a yellow glove like hanging off of it, and she is holding the mop behind her back, and she's looking at the guy. The guy and the woman are looking at each other. And there's little sparkles all over the thing, and she has a barrette in her, and it's sparkling, and then there's sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. I don't know if it would be the first thing I pick up. I guess when I'm looking for any kind of romance, I'm not usually looking for someone, and clearly it's the woman working for him because she has the cleaning supplies, and the Converse is killing me. I think the cover is pretty because I like the colors. And I love that the guy is doing that hand behind the head thing. That just kills me. That is so funny. But I don't think this is the first thing I would pick up. This particular idea, the maid falling in love with the person she's working for, is really overdone. And that's what I'm getting from the cover. The back and the actual book itself could be something totally different. But what I'm getting from the cover is it's a maid and her employer falling in love situation, which feels overdone to me. There's so many movies and books that are like that. So honestly, this is going to go at number 5. I can't believe it. Honestly, I did not expect it, especially since I giggled when I opened this. And I don't hate the cover. Anytime I'm going to put any of these in the rank of number 5, I do not hate them. It's just not my favorite of the grouping that we have in this particular video. So it has nothing to do with how I feel actually towards the author or the book itself. It may be actually an amazing book, so I don't know. So that's number 5. So we have 2 spots left on our rank. We have 1 and 3 left. So here we go. This one is cool. Okay, this one is really cool. I am obsessed with this cover art. I don't even know what to look at first because I just love the lines and the colors. Okay, let's just start from the top. Oh my gosh, I'm getting ahead of myself. So the title of this one is The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. And the cover is very mystical. Before even reading the title, it was very mystical. The background is kind of, I don't want to say like an ombre, but almost like a gradient of like a dark blue into a kind of green, like a teal, kind of all over the place. It's not one color, but it is within the teal and dark blue colors. And then there's like borders on it, and there's flowers and vines that are once again that same color. There's the outline and you can see the different shadings, but it's the same dark blues and teals. But they're all, the borders are outlined in like a bronze kind of color. And then the middle where the actual picture is, it's like a staircase swerving and curving upwards into the sky. And it leads into a woman's hair. And the woman it's just her head and she's facing to the side. So it's just her side profile you see. And she's got blonde hair and very high cheekbones. And the staircase like leads into her hair. She kind of seems like a goddess. And then below are mountains and then some tree fern-like leaves sticking out from there. And that's pretty much the cover here. And there's a couple of birds flying in the distance. Don't want to forget the birds. I'm obsessed with this. I love this cover art. It looks like it was drawn. And I love that the colors, there's only, like, if you took this and tried to pinpoint every single color that was in this, it feels like it would only be maybe like 5 or 6 colors. Like, genuinely, because it's not a lot. And somehow it feels powerful with just that few amount of colors. And they all kind of blend together. It's all very, it flows really well together. It almost makes you think of like a forest or a river or nature. So what it makes me think of. This is going to be one. This is going to be one without knowing anything, the cover and the title. This is going to be one. And I am very interested to know what this book is about and will be looking it up later. So that brings us to our last book, which will be placed at number 3. Oh boy. Oh man. I kind of wish this was at 1 or 2, but 3 feels good. Especially because I don't know if I'd actually want to read a book like this, but I love the cover. So I'm getting ahead of myself again. So this book is called Museum Bums. Does it say who the author is? Oh yeah, it's really tiny. By Mark Small and Jack Shoulder. Yes, his last name is Shoulder, like the shoulder on your body. The tagline down here, a cheeky look at butts in art. Butts, bums, museum bums. So what we're looking at on the cover here are 2 statues, or 2 people possibly. They're facing away. We just see their backs, but they're completely naked. So we're looking at their butts. And below are some fabrics, like there's some fabric hanging off the woman, like below her hips though. So it's like falling off her legs as she's walking. And he's holding like a staff, and there's like a shield and a sword also falling off from something in between them. But it's all kind of in black and white. That's why they look like I said that they were statues, because it looks like they are currently statues that are actually holding each other. And then we're looking at their butts. That's really funny. I actually kind of feel that it works at number 3, because I don't know if I would read this, I'd probably pick it up. I'm not gonna lie. I would see this and go, oh my god, butts. But I love the title. I love the tagline, a cheeky look at butts in art that feels very British. And I think it's very cute. So that feels good at number 3. So I'm glad that that worked out. Well, those are our 5 books for today. Let me know in the comments. Do you guys agree with this particular rank today? I feel good about it. I feel that this is correct for me. And I feel like there's some books from here that I'm definitely going to be going and looking up and possibly reading sometime soon. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I so love making these videos. I love looking at new books and even looking at the books in bookstores. It's fun to do it with friends, and now I can do it here with new friends. So thank you so much for being here, and definitely subscribe to my channel. Please do. You will get notified when I upload new videos. Like and comment on this video. I really want to know what you guys think, especially if you enjoy these videos. I love to hear from everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.